Selling your music catalog is not only one of my favorite things to do as an attorney, but we've seen these massive deals with Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber, Dr. Dre recently, and these sales are in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And today we have a new catalog acquisition by Harborview, and this is for
Yes.
Nelly. So, very famous rapper singer Nelly, and this includes half of his catalog and some of his biggest Billboard 100 hits, of course, Hot in Here, Ride With
Yes.
Me, and many other favorites. So, in any case, amazing. And, of course, Harborview, they're saying that they're super excited because, the goal here in the sales pitch is we're going to be able to continue promoting your catalog and selling it and doing all the things with it for it to make money
Yeah.
long term. So your legacy will live on through us. That's the sales pitch. And so that's what they've said to Nelly. And so, we're talking about like 2 decades of
Yeah.
music.
He's definitely has hits. And, this is the same company that's just recently acquired like Incubus, like Brad Paisley, even Lady A or Lady Antebellum, however you remember them as. But I think it's really cool. It's really great to see. And, it's all speculated. TMZ is reporting that he's got 50 million for half of his catalog. Not all the details have been, released or
And
whatever,
and nor will they, because these deals are subject to confidentiality, but I think
but I
someone
think
we
that's
can.
great. I think that is great for Nelly. I think that's a great number for him. His songs, have a lot of impact and are just, still everywhere. He even had that, that Shake Your Tail Feather with that was that Murphy Lee. Like that stuff was dope, man. So I'm just really excited to see artists winning and being able to kind of cash out a little bit, because a lot of times you see as artists, especially in the beginning of the careers, they're not making any money. You know what I mean? They're not really
Sure.
they're not they're the labels making the money, they're recouping. So the fact that he's at a point where he can now sell half of his catalog out and get a big payment of it, it's got to feel great. And it gives inspiration to, there is a payday down the line. And it's not, they're not spending that much for just like 3 or 4 songs. They're acquiring other ones that maybe didn't do anything, that are part of the package, that are adding to it. So even
Yeah, and
songs
what
that
I
you
can
have that
do, what
aren't
I can
hits.
share with that is, you when you do these sales, it's we base the sales price on what's performing best. So we literally go by the streaming, the revenue that the catalog is making. We do a multiple between 12 and 20 on the very, 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 very high end. But in any case, that's how we come up with the number of the purchase price. And when we look at it on what's included, sometimes the lesser performing titles, the lesser performing albums, they throw them in there, but those aren't the reason why the
Right.
catalog is getting the price that it's getting. So now I will throw in as well. I mean, there's a good chance his record label is getting a piece of the pie, right?
Sure.
Because he
Oh,
probably
I'm
didn't
sure. I'm
own
sure. I'm
the
sure.
masters. But nonetheless, it's probably a nice payday for everyone involved.
It's just really inspiring whenever you see these things happen, and just all the more reason to be thinking about these things now earlier in your career, getting your negotiating your deals, getting your contracts, maybe even considering staying independent and building, your record label around you, so you're not splitting these profits in, 10, 15 years. We even recently saw some 41's Derek Wimbley, like he sold his catalog for a nice price as well. And who was Iggy Azalea did it. And Iggy Azalea, was kind of a newer artist in my opinion, as opposed to like a Nelly.
Oh,
And
very
she
much a
cleaned
newer
up.
artist. Yeah. And
Yeah.
and we're talking about just a few albums, right? That's the big thing because
Right.
her, fame and success just shot up very quickly. And based on just those couple of albums, I mean, she was doing, allegedly 8 figures.
So just try to own your stuff. That's just kind of basically what I'm saying, and just thinking of the long game and not just worried about that fast money, and just, I'm going to sign to a record label and give them all the control because I really need that 10 grand, you know what I mean? Bonus or whatever it is. Just calm down with it. Have a little faith in yourself.
Yeah, and then on the last note, I'll answer this. Why sell? Well, why not? Right? At some point, I think with a lot of musicians and artists, they are interested in kind of having that payday. They put in the
Yeah.
time, they wanted to get the money for their lives, their families, all of that, and maybe they just don't really care about the catalog and that they're not the ones to administer it. They're like, hey, if someone else can come in and do a better job, get it placements, get it all the things, then amazing, go for it. Cut me my check.
Right.